What's up, Homegrown Filmmakers? It's Annie here, and right now we are getting ready to shoot our LCC entry, that's lightsaber choreography competition entry. We're going to be shooting tomorrow, so we are spending the next hour or so weathering costumes. Here's Lizzie, and Tiana, and Alina, and Faye. And tell us what you're doing, Lizzie.
So this is one of our costumes, and I am basically going to make this on that with black spray paint.
Cool. Let's see it.
Let's see if I can replicate it now.
So what is the effect that you're trying to achieve here?
We want it to look like this character was like sitting, working, and getting things flung at them. So just lots of splatter and just up in your face. So mainly around your torso and a little bit on the shoulders. Not quite so much on the legs as much. So
Grease, you mean? Not just things, grease.
yeah, grease, splatter,
Dirt.
dust, all the above. It's not splattering like I want it, but ish. Just kind of looks like things was not quite getting the splatter I was looking for.
So there doesn't seem to be much of a method to this.
Nope, not really. It's just go gentle. You can always put more on, so don't like go all out and be like, I put too much. So it's just take it easy, go slow, and do it in light strokes, and don't get trigger happy. Basically. Kind of got what I'm looking for.
Do you want to like try scrubbing it together and then see if it makes one?
It's too dry now.
Those are the legs. I think this looks really good. Like, it
Yeah.
just, the makeup is gonna sell a lot of it. But
Yeah.
that just helps. It makes it look worn and greasy.
It would also be on his sleeves too.
Yep. Like, especially around the cuffs.
Yeah. That was a little much.
Were you gonna start on Alina's?
Yeah.
I know it's
Were we
busy.
gonna do a
but-
knife for the...
Huh?
Were we gonna do
You
a
can just
knife
use
for
my
the...
pocket knife.
So what is Tiana doing here?
So I'm taking Alina's costume, which is this one right here, and I'm going to be burning it and making it dirty.
Is it hard to do that? You just spent, how long did you spend making that?
Let's see, Probably about a month, just spread out through different amounts of time. I don't really know how many hours it took. Yeah.
Yep, okay.
Where was the knife?
Do you know what kind of slash you're gonna do? Yeah, it was kind of like a diagonal of like she got slashed.
And do we want to do it up to about here?
Yeah, I think the bigger the better, kind of, but not too much where it looks like it's just like a stray thing hanging there, you know?
Okay.
Hi.
I'm probably gonna need somebody to come and help me. Maybe. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. Okay. Do you mean to like hold it while you like put it over, or like just my foot? I'll probably just start right about here and just cut. Okay. Maybe we'll have to cut.
I would say start maybe a little bit lower. You can always cut it higher.
So, I don't know, maybe I won't need help. I don't know. I've never done this before, so. Yeah.
Do you need a chalk line to follow or something, or?
No, I think I'll figure it out. This goes against every instinct in me. Cut up my costume, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Oh.
Oh, it looks so sad.
Oh,
Oh.
Poor dress. Tunic.
Tunic.
oh, for the sake of movie making.
What do you think? A little higher? Or
Yeah, I think it could do a little higher.
Yeah.
Rip it more.
Just gonna cut it. There's something strangely satisfying about digging a knife into the fabric, though.
That's probably high enough. There you go.
And now we burn it.
A bowl of water for safety.
Watch out, there's 2 layers.
Yeah.
That stuff looks like it burns better. It's more plastic.
Yeah.
So this is simulating a lightsaber slash through the fabric. There it goes. Bye bye, costume. So what do you think of this method, Tiana?
Well, this is my first time burning a costume before, and it's not what I usually think about doing when I'm starting a costume, because, you know, put all that work into it and you don't want to think about destroying it. But it's actually kind of fun. Creating something, then destroying it. After all the hard times it gave you. Actually, this one wasn't too bad. I didn't have too many problems with it. Oh yeah, this is just putting itself out, so... I'm gonna go check on Lizzie.
Well, when you think about that's the original color it was,
That's true.
and that's what it is now. Like, that's what it used to be. That's what it is now. Like over here, it was doing the spotting that I was wanting to do. So it was kind of doing over there, kind of like spotting. So I did the cuffs. So the cuffs themselves are like almost black, but then they kind of gradient up in spots. And this coat was already kind of dirty and paint covered, and so there's like, I'm just making it fit with his, this character's makeup, where he has like makeup all over his face and he has goggle marks on his face, and so just kind of making it match and adding. You want some on the pockets and on the legs too?
Yeah, like, yeah, where he would wipe his hands on his legs.
Okay. So that would be, let me think. That's your waist right here, so that would be about here-ish. That'd be about like that.
Mm-hmm.
So here I'm going a little bit darker because I want to make it look like he wiped his hand on his pants
Lots of times.
lots of times. So another tip, don't go in the same direction the whole time. You know, go that way, go this way, go across, go diagonal, go straight down.
You want to be random.
Yeah, you want to be random, and because the person who is wearing this is random. So
I would say go darker right there. Like,
like that.
even more. Like, big, dirty, dark patch right there. Yep.
He's just overall dirty. I think it'll be a little bit more on the side too.
Oh, the wind's blowing the spray paint
Yeah.
in this direction.
In that direction.
Yeah.
Whoops, that was a little much. I think that's enough for this side.
Yep.
Just make it look like he had very dirty hands. And of course, if you have any excess paint, you can just rub it on and it'll blend right in.
Dun, dun, dun.
Other side.
How's it going, Tiana?
Pretty good. About halfway done here. I just want to cut this piece off because it's kind of an awkward shape.
can't help it. Every time I see fire, it's just like...
Scissors make this much easier.
Yes, indeed.
Note to self.
I bet that's why they invented scissors. So they didn't cover distressing and burning costumes at costume college?
No, not this year. Maybe next year they will. I should put in a request for that. I need to know how to destroy my costumes.
Wow, that's burning a lot better than we practiced earlier with this gray fabric, and it was like really catching on fire and burning really quickly, but it took a while to catch on fire. This seems to catch on fire right away and then just kind of burn out. Hello to everyone who's watching. Let's see if I can see who's watching. Nope. I see Erica and Matt and Anna and Lauren. Hi guys, if you're still watching. Feel free to post any questions if you have any. Ooh. Almost done. So is it becoming easier as you go along?
Yeah, I'm starting to get the hang of it, just sort of figuring it out. I mean, there's not really much to it, really, but yeah, it is getting a little bit easier now.
Predict how the fire is going to behave. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, and just knowing how the fabric is burning, because I didn't do tests with this specific fabric because different fibers burn differently, and so I wasn't able to bring a extra piece of this one because I didn't have anything left when I was done sewing. And
There you go.
that is our burned edge.
Yikes. That looks so good. This is like exactly what I was thinking. All right.
Now for dirt.
Dirt. All right, let's go see how Lizzie's doing. How's it going, Ziz?
interestingly, because I like sprayed all the front, because that's where a lot of, like, you know, if you're standing there doing work, you know, it's all gonna get on your front, but it means the back's gonna look not, you know, it's gonna look bright and shiny compared to everything else. So working on the back a little bit. I was thinking that, of course, he's gonna be sitting it down a bunch, so yeah, that's good. That part's gonna be dirty, and he'd be sticking his hands in his back pocket, meaning his hands are gonna be grimy, meaning all of this and probably the cuffs of the pockets are gonna be grimy because he stuck his grimy hands in his pocket. Same goes for the front pockets. All right here would be grimy because he'd be constantly sticking his hands in his pockets. So I guess now would be to like get inside the pockets so that there's not like pocket lines. Kind of. You know, because if you look here, it's dark, but as soon as you peel back the pocket, there's a line. So you want to eliminate that by spraying in there. And then there.
Voila, voila.
And then just doing some random sprays all over, and then you just get this overall really dirty effect.
Cool.
Need something?
Yeah, for the dirt, did you just want me to start applying it to the hem?
Yeah. You could go in the dirt pit over there and just like roll around in there first.
Okay, like the whole thing.
Yeah, probably.
It's just wrong.
I can see how hesitant you are. You're like,
It's doing now, right?
remove some of that shine. Yeah, I think we should do some of those spray paint on the hem and the seams and stuff on that one too.
Should I get it dirty on the inside too a little bit?
Yeah, probably. I don't know how well this dirt's gonna stick because it's really dry. So.
Yeah.
Well, it looks matted with dirt. Just need a little bit more dirtier dirt for the bottom.
Need real dirt. Yeah.
Wonder what would happen if you got some of the dirt wet and then like rub the hem in it. It might stick better.
Yeah, that might change the
Yeah.
Yeah. Our bowl of water's coming in handy now.
There's a kitty kitty. Oh, it looks so sad. The tear in the front. Here comes the water.
Here comes the water.
Did you want to dig a hole maybe and make a mud pit? You can, or
Maybe, or
there's a shovel over there. Yeah, you could just dig a shallow hole. Although that seems to be working pretty well. Make mud, face, make mud.
Okay.
Fun. Do it, Tiana, do it. There we
a little bit
go.
more.
We get some real dirt on there.
It's okay.
Okay, so the burning was okay, and it was actually kind of fun. And the cutting. What about this?
The burning I liked a little bit more than this. Like with most costumes, particularly historical costumes, you want to keep it clean and neat and pretty. Yeah, so this is the opposite of everything I've ever done. It's an art though, doing dirty. Trying to get it not look too symmetrical and making it look random, because that's one of the hardest things for me.
No symmetry in dirt.
Yeah, dirt is not symmetrical. And it takes a while. Get it dirty.
Looks like Lizzie's done with the coveralls. Ta-da!
There you go.
Hang on, the sun's behind you. I can't see it. There we go.
Actually, doesn't look that much different.
Yeah, it does.
It does, but it's not like in your face, that's the good kind of weathering. The best compliment the art department can get is, wow, I did not notice that at all. Wow. You know, the art department did a good job when you don't even think about whether the costumes are accurate or not.
Alright, so what's next for you?
I thought about weathering some stuff, or playing some more with this handkerchief.
Don't you need to dirty all of the other costumes?
Yeah, I actually could do some weathering on my costume, which has armor on it, but dirt. Yeah.
These should be out of the way. I mean, they shouldn't interfere with anything.
Trying to
So
think.
basically, you want to.
We did the burning.
We
We did the spray painting.
Well, I think Alina's costume needs a little bit of spray paint.
So that she
Oh.
lands like right on.
Just a little bit around the seams and stuff.
But you got to kind of do that in one motion.
yeah.
You can't just start from there. So reset.
So, well, why don't you get your costume and start weathering the armor?
Well, it is kind of already armored. I just need to know if you want me to weather
okay.
it more.
I will take a look. And over here we are practicing grappling for the fighting.
Okay, so that's pretty much. But Micah, once she gets to past here, like you pull this hand out, so like you kind of roll out this way so that you don't roll up on top of her. We don't want it to be that reverse.
All right, show me what you got.
I mean, that's a good idea, but
So this is my vest,
Mm-hmm.
and you can kind of see that the armor is already weathered,
Yeah.
but
that
it's
was
shiny, and so you can only tell that's weathered when it's not reflecting.
Mm-hmm.
So should I like really, really weather it up, or is that enough?
I would say I'd like some more intense scratches.
So take more of like a sharp object to it?
Yeah, because like I feel like, she's been fighting for a while, so she would have some brand new fresh stuff.
And what about other things, because right now it's fresh off the sewing machine, so
I would say dirty up the seams, but other than that,
you don't want any weathering tool.
Yeah, a little bit of weathering, but you know, it's something you've taken good care of.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
not too much. And then on the pants, well, the shirt, maybe like well, my sleeves are rolled up,
Yeah.
so
But I would weather the rolled up sleeves.
well, that's all you see of it. Oh yeah, I also bleached this shirt.
Oh, yeah.
It was dark gray before, and we'd been kind of looking into bleaching, and I didn't get it
So Micah,
all the way even.
so when you do
Like
that,
you can
Micah,
tell here
when she
that there's darker marks,
Mm-hmm.
and this right here is lighter.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get it all the way even.
pushes your back
But
up and over. And
first
so
time
use that
bleaching,
to guide you.
it was interesting. It turned red,
So,
which
so
we learned
and
from
her- you
always do a
don't
bleach
have to
test
lift her up
first,
off the ground.
and so I
She's
did one
gonna-
like on the
she's
inside of
gonna
the
be able
cuff
to
over
do that
here,
all on her own just because of
and
the
it
motion.
turned
Where
red.
you kicking is right about when
So
she's
we
up
knew
on
what
top.
color it would turn, and we were fine with that.
When you just continue
For the
that.
pants, I would say wear and tear because she's been fighting for a while.
So just let her
Well,
knee
like,
do
what
most
kind
of
of
the work
tear?
on pulling you back to the
More like dirt, I guess. She's been rolling around
Yeah,
in the dirt
yeah,
quite a bit. Yeah.
yeah. That's what I think is, you know, just in the knees, on the pockets a little bit, and then just
Dirt.
dirt everywhere.
Yep, sounds good.
And anything with the belt, or is it kind of already scratched up?
It's pretty scratched up already.
Okay, so I need to go get sandpaper.
Woohoo! Let's go check on Tiana. Excuse the ugly garbage cans. Alright, how's it going?
Pretty good. Almost done with the hem.
One thing I did notice, I guess, I don't know if I'm doing it, but when you try to bring it around, like, you're going over this way,
Yep.
It's looking pretty good.
Yep. I think it just needs more up, you know,
Yeah.
graduating up.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like she walked through a mud puddle right now, which is not what she did. But
No.
well, yeah, that looks really good. Oh, the tear looks so good. Okay. So, all right, Lizzie, what you got going?
Okay, so I've got 2 grits of sandpaper. This one is a finer grit, so it's softer and it's going to provide more
act like it's
wear and less
pushing her off.
snagging and tearing. This one is rougher, so it's going to be a bit rougher. So with these are my character's pants, and my character is not as raggedy and disgusting as all the other characters. As besides Lena's character, who has the nice pink tunic. And so I haven't weathered this pant leg, but I've already started on this one, so mainly kind of getting into the seams, because the seams are the first thing to go. You know, there's always the patches in your knees and then the seams. And so that's what you want to do, is you want to go for the seams, and where, you know, cloth would be rubbing against each other, or, you know, like on your knees, it's because you're kneeling down or whatever. You know, your knees are rubbing against that part of the fabric every day, in and out. So going after the seams, going after corners, kind of shredding them a little bit. And most of the weathering you're not really going to see. It's the dirt that really sells things, but if it was just dirt, it would look funny. So it adds that extra layer of texture if you just run over things with sandpaper first. So.
And then, so the meat is supposed to be pulling them over like that. Oh god.
To just, it also adds like nice contrast, because you can tell it's like dark, but where I've been putting the sandpaper, it's like it's lighter now, so it just makes things stand out a little bit more. Just be careful that you don't sandpaper it too much that the thread of the fabric breaks, because you don't want your seams to actually pull apart.
Mm-hmm.
That's happened to me a few times today, actually. It's like, oops, it's a little too far there.
So where did you get all these costumes?
Well, a bunch of these, like these pants, we normally go shopping at thrift stores. And sometimes if we need like something really, really specific, we buy them online or make them from scratch, like the vest that I showed you and Elena's tunic. Those were made completely from scratch. So,
How do you get your ideas for costumes?
ideas for costumes.
Like, what's the process from going through the script to having costumes?
Well, the costumes are part of the characters. So the costumes have to match the characters. Like, you wouldn't want your bad guy to be dressed in a frilly pink tutu, you know? I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous, but if you want your hero to stand out, you know, you don't dress them in black and red. You dress them in, you know, gray or blue or white. Or
the costume is an extension of the storytelling.
Yeah, the costume is the first thing you see. It's what gives you the first impression. Normally, I mean, maybe it depending on how the character is introduced, but you know, if I showed you a character that was all dirty and grungy, their clothes were just all in rags and just looking awful, you know, you would think, oh, they're poor, they're not really high class. You know, you form an opinion of them based off of their costumes. So you design their costumes based off of their characters. You know, if it's a princess, you give the princess a brilliant, you know, colorful, pretty gown that shows off her station. Or in this case, there's like two sets of characters. There's characters that are more from the Star Wars universe, and then there's characters that are more from a post-apocalyptic dystopia, more style of world. And so you want their costumes to show that one way you could do that is all the Star Wars characters, they're wearing boots. Tall boots that you see in Star Wars, whereas the more dystopian tactical characters, they have combat boots, which is way more real and, you know, way more according to dystopian style than high boots. And the Star Wars characters are gonna be, you know, way more flowy, have way more drapery and just way less tack and tactical. And our deck is dirty, so it's so yeah, and just keep in mind people's backgrounds.
Yeah. So what does this costume, your character's costume, say about the character? Like, what did you use to kind of build the costume for this character?
She was supposed to look ex-military. So that means combat boots, maybe an old military vest that maybe has an emblem on it. Very utilitarian, not any excess fabric or sashes, anything of that kind. And a lot more tactical and less for show.
Well, and that's, you know, not taking into account her history, that's her character too, like straight to the point.
Yeah, her character is, her character's supposed to be that she's a good soldier, but she needs a leader, kind of. So her character is to be ready whenever, basically. So that has to show in everything about her. Her costume is well cared for. It means that she doesn't have to sit back and put on all of her stuff or go, oh, I forgot to mend this. I need to sit here and mend it. It means her, you know, she's very thorough. She's very tactical, precise, you know, and you've got to show that. Well, reason I'm weathering these pants right now is just so that they don't look brand new, and also she's been through several fights, like several fights in a row, so she's gonna have been rolling around in the dirt, doing all kinds of stunts and rolls and just fighting and falling and all that. So just adding an element of wear. Like, you can always tell when somebody has just bought new clothes. Like, your friend has just bought a new outfit and they're like, hey, look at my new outfit. You can tell that it's new. I mean, even if something isn't torn to shreds, it still has a little bit of wear. So that's basically what I'm adding here.
Hi.
I wanted to get your opinion.
Oh my.
Oh my.
That looks really good.
What about the back?
Yes, that looks really good.
It would be way more up on her shoulders, because, you know,
On the shoulders.
if you're laying down in the dirt, it's getting
Okay,
all down your back. And then if you roll over, it's going to be all down your side
Well, but I don't want,
and all that.
I want the marks to stand out. Like, I like the patches of it because it does stand out.
But do a little bit more on the shoulders, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, shoulders and back, or mostly shoulders?
Just up there.
The top.
Yeah.
The top.
Okay.
I know, it being so precise and helpful.
So I was asking Lizzie about what elements go into designing a costume and, like, how do you decide what it's going to look like? What do you think about that?
Well, over heard most of it, so I don't want to repeat too much, but like she was saying, the character, you read through the script and find out who the character is and what their background is. And like she also said, the costume speaks before they do. And it gives the audience an idea of who they are, what their status is, what world they live in, and just about their character too. Another thing to consider is just like what sort of a feel you want to go for. So like she mentioned, we have two different really eras. We have this one, which is more royalty, senators, Star Wars, and then hers is more military, dystopian. And so those are two sort of different genres almost, even though they're both like sci-fi. But mine was definitely, this one was drawn more from inspiration from Star Wars costumes, which I have studied in great detail.
I couldn't tell by the shirt you're wearing that you're a fan. Yeah. So, what did you decide about Desera that got you to this costume?
Well, the main inspiration for this one was, we actually weren't really entirely sure what we wanted. We weren't entirely sure. And then Alina gave the suggestion of doing something reminiscent of the battle dress that Padme and her handmaidens wear at the end of The Phantom Menace, which is a very simple velvet robe with pants, and then she's actually been a fan of that dress for a long time, trying to get me to make it forever. But so that was the main inspiration for this dress, because it was very Star Wars, and yet it still is very senatorial, and she's able to fight in it, because it's open in the front, and it's not too formal. Did that answer the question?
Yeah, a little bit. There was more to it than I was thinking. What does it say about Alina's character, you know?
Oh, okay, yeah. So her character is a senator type character, and she's sort of leading almost a rebellion against whatever government it is that's there. And so her costume had to look senatorial, and yet it needed to show that she was, because the idea was that she was taken from a rally, so it needed to look senatorial and powerful without being over the top like a lot of Padme's dresses are in the prequels, because she needed to be able to fight in it, and she needed to show that her character is able to fight, and so that's sort of where the idea of the battle dress came in.
That makes sense. That's cool. Dirt. I keep turning the camera like that, forgetting that it's not gonna flip. Alright. Was he still weathering? Well, folks, here, let me turn around so you can see me. My battery is just about to die, so I'm gonna have to log off this live video. I really hope you've enjoyed the sneak peek into the preparations for our shoot tomorrow. I had a blast filming. I hope you had a blast watching. Yeah, so I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.